There is a cabinet hanging directly above the driver's seat in your new RV, and the company that built it spent less on the entire box than you spent on dinner the night you signed the paperwork. Not the materials, the whole cabinet. Stapled lawn plywood, particle board frame, a roll of printed vinyl wrapped over the substrate to imitate hardwood, a bag of staples, and a tube of glue. That is what is hanging over your head at highway speed. That is what you financed for 10 years at 6.25%. The grain you ran your fingertips across on the showroom floor is plastic. The door that closed with that satisfying click is hollow. The whole assembly cost the manufacturer roughly the price of a tank of gas, and they sold it to you as part of a luxury coach for $60,000. The marketing photo is the only part of the cabinet that survives long-term ownership. Everything else fails on a predictable schedule. The industry has counted on one thing for the last 20 years. You will not notice until it is too late to walk away. Walk into any modern RV on any dealer lot in America and run your fingernail down the side of the cabinet box. That hollow tap you hear is luan. 1/4-inch luan plywood, the same thin sheeting used to back kitchen drawers and line cheap closet shelving, glued to a frame of particle board that would dissolve in a damp basement. The wood grain finish is a printed vinyl film called melamine or thermofoil, wrapped over the substrate by a machine that does not care whether the adhesive sets evenly. Walk through any Lowe's or Home Depot, and you can find the exact same panel stacked in a lumber aisle for under $10 a sheet. Multiply that across a coach. One sheet for the upper cabinet boxes, one for the lower, a few feet of stripped melamine to wrap the edges, a bag of staples. That is what hangs over the bed where your grandkids sleep. Nothing in those cabinets is built to last. Nothing in those cabinets is meant to be repaired. They are designed to look like cabinetry under showroom lighting and survive long enough to get the unit off the lot. After that, the depreciation curve is the warranty. The assembly is worse than the materials. Old wood cabinetry was joined with dados, dowels, mortise and tenon, screws driven into solid hardwood. Modern RV cabinetry is held together by pneumatic staple guns and a bead of construction adhesive. Two assemblers can frame, glue, and skin a full set of upper and lower cabinets in under an hour. There are no inspections in the cabinet shop. There is no quality control between stations. There is a quota and a buzzer that goes off when the line falls behind. Watch a single factory walkthrough video posted by any RV manufacturer with the sound off and count the staples. Then count how many of them are visibly bent, driven crooked, or sticking out far enough to catch a thumb. Every one of those staples is also the only thing keeping the cabinet box square. There is no internal bracing. There is no rear panel screwed into the studs. There is nothing inside that box except air and the hope that the vinyl skin holds the whole assembly together long enough to make it past the warranty period. It is furniture grade the way a paper airplane is aerospace. But the materials are just a start. The real story is how this furniture-grade kindling gets attached to the coach itself. The overhead cabinets in a Class A motorhome can hold dishes, books, food, a microwave, a flat screen, sometimes the air conditioning ductwork itself. They sit directly above the driver and the front passenger. They are bolted into the same stapled sidewall the rest of the RV is built on. And in the spring of 2023, Thor Motor Coach quietly recalled roughly 1,800 Hurricane and Windsport motorhomes from model years 2018 through 2021 because those overhead cabinets, the ones hanging right above the driver's head at highway speed, have been improperly installed at the factory. The federal recall number is 23V121. Thor's internal number is RC000290. The defect: the cabinets could detach in motion and fall on the people sitting under them. 1,836 motorhomes left the Indiana factory with overhead cabinets that could come loose and hit the driver in the face while doing 70 on the interstate. That is not a cosmetic complaint. That is a federally documented safety hazard, and it took 3 model years for anyone to notice. And those are the new ones. The cabinets that survive the first 18 months without falling off the wall move on to a different kind of failure. The vinyl skin starts peeling. It always starts at the edges, around the sink, above the stove, anywhere heat, steam, or humidity hits the seam. Owners on Forest River forums describe the laminate on their Forester cabinets bubbling and lifting within the first season of use. Owners on Earth 2 and the Good Sam community post the same photos year after year. Wood grain vinyl curling away from the substrate like sunburnt skin. edge banding pulling loose, doors warping because the substrate underneath was never sealed. The fix recommended on every one of those forums is the same. Strip it down, paint over it, hide the damage, pray the resale photos look acceptable. There's an entire cottage industry of refinishers and Etsy paint guides built around concealing what the factory delivered. The manufacturer's recommendation is usually to buy a replacement door for the cost of a small appliance, in a discontinued vinyl finish that no longer matches the rest of the coach. The cabinets are not built to be repaired. They are built to be hidden. And if you think peeling vinyl is the worst of it, you have not read the recall paperwork. In late 2023, Forest River recalled a batch of 2023 and 2024 Coachmen Cross Trail Class C motorhomes because the 12-volt refrigerator, the one mounted inside the cabinet wall, could dislodge in transit and fall out, as in onto the floor of the rolling coach. The federal recall number is 23V705. Forest River's internal number is 2151691. A full-sized refrigerator mounted on cabinet brackets that the factory could not be bothered to install correctly. And that is just the cabinet stuff. The same parent companies are now defending nationwide class action lawsuits alleging defective frames across the Grand Design lineup. Models built between 2020 and 2023 sold under aggressive marketing promising long-term value and class-leading warranties. The Goretsky case in Florida federal court accuses Grand Design of selling Imagine Series trailers with a slide box seal, defect the company allegedly knew about and concealed, routing buyers through superficial repairs designed to burn out the warranty clock. Frames cracking, slides leaking, mold growing, refrigerators falling, cabinets detaching. These are not freak accidents. This is the industry. And here's where it gets ugly. You take that peeling cabinet to your dealer. You explain that the vinyl is lifting, the door is warped, the hinge is stripped clean out of the particle board frame. The dealer hands you a copy of the limited warranty and points at the second page. Cosmetic damage, normal wear and tear, damage from humidity, temperature change, or use. Defects caused by failure to maintain. Every one of those phrases is in the warranty for a reason. The manufacturer knew exactly how those cabinets would fail before you bought the rig, and they wrote the exclusions to make sure you would pay to fix it. Forest River's towable warranty runs 1 year on most of the unit, with reduced coverage on what they call appliances and components, and an aggressive exclusion list that puts the burden of proof on you. Thor's Class A and C warranty reads the same way. Once you sign the paperwork, your only path to a real remedy is a lawyer, and the lawyers know it. That is why class actions like Goretsky and the Whites and Luxembourg frame suits against Winnebago and Grand Design have to exist in the first place. The warranty was never going to fix this. The warranty was the trap. So let's do the math the dealer hopes you never do. A sheet of luan plywood, under $10. A sheet of particle board, under $15. A roll of printed melamine or thermofoil, a few dollars per linear foot. Edge banding, cheap European-style hinges, drawer slides, stamp knobs, another small handful of dollars per cabinet. Multiply that across the 7 or 8 cabinet boxes in a typical travel trailer or motorhome, and you're looking at maybe $40 in raw materials. Add another $20 in labor at the line speeds these factories run. $60, give or take, in actual cost. You paid $60,000 for the unit those cabinets sit inside. The dealer marked it up. The manufacturer marked it up before that. The conglomerate that owns the manufacturer marked it up before that. The same parent companies that own Forest River, Thor, Grand Design, Winnebago, Jayco, Heartland, and Coachmen have figured out exactly how much a buyer will tolerate paying for stapled luan as long as it is wrapped in printed vinyl and shot under good showroom lighting. The cabinets are the cheapest part of the rig. They are also one of the first things to fail. That is not a coincidence. That is the business plan. The next time you stand inside an RV on a dealer lot and run your hand across the cabinetry, do not ask yourself whether it looks nice. It is supposed to look nice. That is the entire point of the printed vinyl, the LED accent strip, the showroom lighting angle to catch the grain. Ask yourself who built it, what they built it from, and how long they expect it to survive. Then ask yourself what it would actually cost to put together with your own 2 hands at the local hardware store on a Saturday afternoon with a stapler you bought used. The number you land on is the number the manufacturer landed on too. The difference between that number and the one on the window sticker is the price of being lied to. The people who walk off the lot without signing the paperwork are not being cheap. They're being honest with themselves about what they're looking at. Subscribe for more of the truth the modern RV industry is counting on you to never figure out.